So picture this, it's dark, they're screaming in the air, everyone is tensioned, and then out comes the most beautiful cry ever. Okay, it wasn't that dramatic. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anu and I'm a third year medical student at St. George's University, and you're watching Journey to MD. If you're new here or if you have not subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button because it would make me the happiest girl ever, okay? So today's video is a little bit of a story time video. There's no tea to be spilled, so you don't have to grab popcorn or anything. But I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit more about my OBGYN clinical experience during my rotation. An integral part of OBGYN is birthing a child or delivering a baby, and I was fortunate enough to get to do that during my rotation. The first and only child that I have delivered so far. Maybe there'll be more to come. We'll see. So going into third year, I did not know what I wanted to specialize in, and to be honest, I'm still not completely sure, but I wanted to be as open-minded as possible in every single rotation so I could experience as much as I possibly could. And I would give this advice to any third year medical student who's starting out. Even if you know what you want to do, be open-minded. Make sure you experience everything that a rotation has to offer, because it might be your first and only time or your first and only opportunity to experience that rotation fully, especially if it's not a specialty you end up in. So that's my advice to any third years out there. So OBGYN was my third rotation, as I have mentioned before in a previous video, which I will link either here or here. And so I was still a bit nervous, like talking to attendings and asking them to do things. Thankfully, I had a resident that was very supportive and very helpful. I told her that I wanted to deliver a child, and she was like, okay, let's talk to this attendant and maybe the next delivery you can do it. I mustered up courage. I walked up to the attendant and I said, hi, I'm a medical student and I would like to deliver a baby. So he was so kind. He was like, yes, of course, if there's an experienced mother who's on epidural, doing fine, progressing well, and wouldn't mind you assisting, then of course. Luckily for me, his next delivery was actually a mother who had given birth 2 times before, so she was experienced, she was on epidural, she was doing fine, and so he told me I could help him with delivering that baby. So I went up to the mother, I introduced myself, I told her it would be my first time delivering, and I was so excited, and she was so sweet, she was so happy for me. She was like, yes girl, of course you can take part in my delivery. I'm so thankful for her. I got to check her cervical dilation along with my residents, and eventually when she was 10 centimeter dilated, it was time for labor to start, and I scrubbed in with the attendant, and I was right there at the vaginal opening with the attendant. He started the labor. When there was a contraction, you count 1, 2, 3 to 10 3 times until the contraction dies down. And then so he did that for about 3 rounds, and she was progressing. So he was like, okay, you go ahead, Anu. And every hair on my body stood up at that point in time. I was so nervous, but he was right there beside me. He taught me what to do, because you have to put your hand into the opening and help facilitate the birthing of the head. And so I did that, and about 10 minutes into me championing the delivery, the head, she began to crown, so we could see the head came out fully. And so the attendant took over from there, because you have to manipulate the head a certain way in order to facilitate the birthing of the body, and I wasn't experienced enough to do that. So he took over and he birthed the baby fully. And so they cut the cord, clamped it, then cut it. And so it was time to birth the placenta. And the attendant told me, he said, it's your time to shine. And so he left the room, and it was just the resident and I. And the resident told me to make sure, I massage the uterus softly so I don't cause a uterine inversion, because that would be a headache to try to fix. So, I was kind of scared. But yeah, so you pull on the cord a little bit gently, you tug on it very gently while massaging the uterus to facilitate the birthing of the placenta. So I did that for about 5 minutes, and Eventually the placenta came out. We put the placenta on the table, you know, checked to make sure all the parts were intact. No placenta accreta, increta, or percreta. And thankfully everything was intact. The mom was doing fine. She tore only a little bit, she had a 1st degree tear. So the resident stitched her back together and we cleaned her up. Mother and baby were doing fine, thankfully. And honestly, at the end of it, I think I was so out of it. I was excited, and everyone around me knew, all the students knew that I just birthed a baby because I was super excited. But I don't think it hit me until I got home that evening, because I was just like so jittery. I couldn't stop jumping. It was such an honor to be part of birthing a child, a life into the world. And I'm so grateful for it. So another advice I would give to any 3rd year medical students out there is to ask. The worst you can hear is a no, but it will be a no but. So they'll tell you, no, you can't, you know, start the incision for the surgery, but you can suture up after we're done taking out the baby during a C-section. They understand that you're a medical student and a lot of these things you're experiencing for the first time, and they want you to learn as much as possible. So it's very rare that they would say no, but if they do, they will give you something else instead that you can do as well. So go ahead and ask, because you're paying to learn. So learn as much as you possibly can in that moment. Yeah, I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful that now I can say I have been part of delivering a life into the world. Even if I do not end up in OBGYN, that's an experience that's going to stay with me forever. So I'm thankful for that. And yeah, anyways, that's it guys for the story time video. If you want me to do more videos like this, please let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not, and hit that like button, please, okay? And I will see you next Thursday. Bye-bye.